Right then, Ken, cast your mind back a bit. Think of all the shows that were, always on the telly when our bairns were little. The really gentle ones.
All sorts, weren't there? I mean, Postman Pat was a permanent fixture, wasn't it? You really can't get more wholesome than Pat and his little black and white cat.
You can't. Now, imagine for a minute that Pat wasn't the cheerful soul we all remember. Imagine he was, proper fed up with it all. It's lashing it down, the van won't start, and he's just having a right good moan to himself about every single person in Greendale.
I know exactly where this is going. You've been on that internet again, watching that fella they call Rude Guy.
I have indeed. Welcome to Northern Chat. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Ken, and today we're talking about a lad who's turned the art of a good northern grumble into something of a phenomenon, and the frankly shocking price he's had to pay for it.
The idea itself, it's so simple, isn't it? But it's brilliant. He just takes these icons of our childhood, Postman Pat, Fireman Sam, Thomas the Tank Engine, and gives them a completely new voice.
Right.
A really cynical, world-weary voice that feels very, very familiar.
It's the collision that makes it so funny. You have these lovely, innocent, stop-motion figures on screen, but the words you're hearing are what you'd get from a bloke down the pub who's had an absolute stinker of a day.
It's as if the characters grew up with us and got just as hacked off with modern life. Oh, but that's where the fairy tale ends and the real world crashes in, isn't it? Using that old footage.
Oh, yeah.
It's a legal minefield.
It's more than that, love. It's the entire story. It's where it stops being just a laugh and becomes a proper cautionary tale for our times.
Because I think most people, they'd see a video with millions of views.
Yeah?
And they'd assume the creator is absolutely coining it. But it's the total opposite.
Not a chance. The moment his videos go up, the computers at YouTube spot the copyrighted footage and bang, they're demonetised.
Right.
Any ad money just gets funneled straight to the big corporations that own the shows. He makes practically nought from it. This has always been a labour of love that built him this massive loyal community. Huge. What was it in the end? Over 80,000 subscribers. Aye, a massive number. That's a football stadium full of people who get his sense of humour. And then one day, it was all just gone. The entire channel, all those years of work, deleted.
Wiped out by a flurry of automated copyright strikes. And when he tried to appeal, to argue that it's parody, that it's just taking the mickey in the grand old British tradition, just a wall of silence. He was completely ignored. That's the rub, isn't it? It's not a person making that choice. No, it's a machine, an algorithm. A computer says no, and that's the end of the line. There's no one to have a word with. It's a disgrace is what it is. But, and this is the bit that I find so inspiring, he didn't just pack it in.
No.
He's a stubborn sort, clearly. You'd have to be, wouldn't you? He went and built his own blooming website, his own little plot of land on the internet where the corporate bailiffs can't get him. It's the digital version of setting up your own market store when the big supermarket runs you out of town. So, now he relies entirely on the goodwill of his audience, the people who actually value what he does, to keep him going through small donations. I find that a brave, defiant stand.
It is. It's a story that starts with a swearing postman, but it ends up being a real David and Goliath battle, really, for the right to be creative and have a laugh in this digital world.
It proves it was never just about being rude for shock value, it was about subversion.
Exactly.
About taking a piece of our shared culture and twisting it into something that reflects our own grown-up frustrations. It's a lesson for anyone making anything online today. Don't build your house on someone else's land. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. In an age where our culture is curated by algorithms and owned by a handful of giant companies,
Right.
what is the future for parody, satire, and the simple time-honoured tradition of just taking the mickey?